Mr. Elton. Mr. Elton.
That was an interesting exchange. I moved here in 1993, and I'd like to point out something that I've noticed in the past. You would require people to speak in 3 minutes or less, but you allowed Ms. Dickinson to go for 12 minutes. Would I be allowed 12 minutes?
Mr. Elton, let me clarify. That was because she had a report to present to the council. It wasn't just her speaking personally, but we're not going to get into that argument. You have 3 minutes. Go ahead. If you want to have a problem with it, you can see me after. Please proceed.
Well, if I see you after, I don't want to get into the kind of entanglement we had where you threatened me physically. I can't be intimidated by you, Mr. Shogan. And when Mr. George McGrath comes down here time and time again to testify, you...
Can I remind you that the topic is the hearing on the final reading ordinance C-34364. You have 3 minutes to address that, and they're running. So please continue on that ordinance alone. Mr. Elton.
Thank you. In 1994, the Parking and Business Improvement Area was formed. Now, what you see here on the screen, the Downtown Spokane, which used to be the Downtown Spokane Partnership, which was formed by the Coles family and Karen Valvano, and it's morphed into something that does double dip. Now, you might disagree as a mediocre attorney, but that is my opinion.
What did you say?
I said you are a mediocre attorney. Sir, that is my opinion as a citizen.
Sir, I'm the council president. I don't sit on this
Are you or are you not an attorney?
I'm an attorney, but that has nothing to do with how I sit. I was elected by the city. And unless you get back on point, you're done. So make up your mind. Are you going to address this final reading ordinance, or are you going to undergo personal attacks on me? What do you want to do,
Well,
Mr.
I wouldn't
Elton?
want to personally attack you.
Okay.
And if I did that just now, I apologize.
Thank you.
We both have apologized to each other because we have almost come to fisticuffs in the past.
Okay.
So I'll
Mr.
move on.
Elton,
I'll move on. I'm moving on.
Your time's running.
I'm moving on. The Parking and Business Improvement Area, as originally formulated, was really just a marketing effort by the Coles family. And I believe that that is still the case today, and they are double dipping. And what you see now with the Downtown Spokane group, with Mrs. Dickinson, is just an extension of that. Now, they do some good things. The Coles family does wonderful things. But what you see here is double dipping and punishing taxpayers. And trying to make something out of downtown Spokane is wonderful. But what you have here is a funky combination of government and a private group, a private family profiteering on something that is just wrong. And this is something very similar to the parking, well, to the garage. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. To a large degree, and going back to 1977, the Fancher Report, this city has been abused by one family. Now, it's a wonderful newspaper. The Spokesman-Review is a wonderful newspaper. Q6 does a great job. But the way this city has been abused...
Mr. Elton, are we on C-34364,
yes,
please?
It's related. And I'm stating my opinion. This is double dipping. The gentleman that spoke before me is a business owner. He's paying twice. And I do not recall how much of the revenue of the parking meters goes directly to Stacy and Betsy Coles, the Coles family. But I would point out that, and I'm not a big fan of conspiracy theories, but we all know what happened with the parking garage and the downtown mall.
Thank you, Mr. Elton. Will you wrap up, please?
Yeah. I certainly won't go 12 minutes. I'm not a big member of the business community, but I'm a citizen. I used to live in the county. I now live in the city. And we all know what's happened here, and let's make Spokane a better city. But why are we continuing to fund one private family, one group, with a public relations expert that comes down here and speaks for 12 minutes when George McGrath and I are limited to 3?
Thank you, Mr. Elton. Your time is up, and it's over 3 minutes. Anyone else?
Why am I not allowed 12 minutes when Ms. Dickinson is allowed 12 minutes?
I told you she made a report to the council on behalf of the bid. Now,
when you started this testimony,
your time is up. Thank you. There's no one else that has signed up to speak on this. Mr. Elton, please move.
I'm done.
You are done. Thank you. probably at a distance. With that, counsel, Mr. Elton, you're
That
done.
was an insult.
You're done.
Confronting.
Any comments by counsel? Mr. French.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that we approve items H